Okay, so I do want to kick this off by saying we're here after 3 years since last time and first time actually that we did this together at the very beginning of my career with Convene and my career at all in life. So that's very exciting. It's a lovely idea that we're doing this.
3 years ago, that was at the very beginning of Convene still. I mean, we were not even in startup mode. We were in, do we really exist and what are we doing and what is this all about? So coming back 3 years on, I think is really quite significant because despite our continual existential sort of conversations, we are definitely maturing, growing in confidence, growing in network, growing in conviction. It's our dedication, and this sense of the plural, us and we, has only grown over 3 years. So I just find that incredibly exciting. I remember one of the things that you asked me 3 years ago is, what am I proud of? I am so proud of the fact of how the Convene community has grown into a community, and how this is something that now feels not just something that we talk about between, the Maggie and Amanda as compelling, but it's something that others are seeing as compelling, beyond anything that we actually do directly ourselves. And so for me, it's, we've already achieved so much. We could sort of pack up today and say we've done our job, but we're not going to do that.
We've just come out of not just 3 years, but actually looking closer in time, 6 months, very intense months of a lot of learning, a lot of, I think, diversity of spaces, dialogue spaces, communities, and voices, I think, and topics, if you will. And we have a lot coming up. So I would like to hear from you, Amanda, what are the highlights of the past 6 months? What do you carry through into the upcoming period that is most important?
These last 6 months have been incredibly intense for many people. I would say what we have lived as a Convene community, they have been very intense because we've been working across multiple projects with multiple institutional conveners and with this huge network of dialoguers. And that's really stretched from the work over the last 12 months with the Gates Foundation on large-scale food fortification, the work with the CGIAR, the work that we did on developing the Montpellier process and that community, that interfacing community, which has this incredibly high ambition to actually create a practice of a functioning interface between not just science and policy, that sort of SPI idea, but actually knowledge communities in the widest and most diverse sense, being able to interact meaningfully and authentically, and engage with policymakers, but also society actors as well. And that's really breakthrough stuff, which we worked on intensely early this year, and we're taking forward into the second half of next year. I think these first 6 months of this year has also shown how, as Convene, we can operate in multiple spaces at the same time. And to be able to do that, we actually have grown the Convene constellation, as we call it, to be able to really deliver with quality, impact, insight, and depth, with real thought leadership. So yes, there's us thinking creatively about process, but also with thought leadership, with real attention to content and substance. And of course, behind that, bringing the magic of Convene. And the more I think about it now, the more I realize that that's anchored in a collective emotional intelligence and empathy. It goes way beyond the technical tools and methodologies, which we are getting so much better at. We're getting better at being able to articulate, to be able to package, to be able to deliver on. But behind that, there is this emotional intelligence and empathy that I think we bring, and is a sort of contagious element. And our expectation is that as that grows, deliberate dialogue itself starts to really be able to show its impact through the actionable solutions that we're looking for.